It is clear that some West African countries, they are liars. They play the victim, they propagate, they gaslight, and then you have to wonder, as a logical thinking person, why their countries look the way they do. That's because they gaslight each other to destruction. They have become so good at this art that they think when they practice it on other countries that don't know anything about this practice, they get shocked and then they get angry. And when they get angry emotionally, then they want punishment. They want punishment because they are failing to beat you into submission. South Africa, why don't you just listen to us? We don't want to take responsibility for our people. And that is why our people are running away, and it's not our fault. And it shouldn't be our fault. And you shouldn't look at it in that way. We know that our people in your country, they are breaking the laws. Some of them are committing heinous crimes. But no, they need to stay there. But let's gaslight them and say, South Africans, they are chasing Nigerians and Ghanaians because these two nations are taking their jobs and taking their women. Let me tell you something about us. We don't care who marries who sleeps with who. That is why our constitution is very decisive in protecting people's rights, especially their bodies, their willpower, and things of that nature. If a woman wants to marry a Nigerian, hey, go ahead. But just know that according to our culture here in South Africa, you are no longer of ours. You now belong to Nigeria. Simple. But no. They don't want to hear that. Everywhere else is practiced, including by them, but not South Africa. South Africa must not do that. South Africa must accept Osmari Makoti. Whether we like it or not, we must accept Osmari Makoti, just like we must accept that they are unaliving our children. They're unaliving the future of this country with white powder, kidnapping, and all that stuff. No. They never mention that, not one bit. We have illegal, and I repeat, we have illegal Ghanaians in South Africa. You know what that makes them? Criminals. Because our immigration laws are very clear who's legal in the country and the status that they get. And the moment they are illegal in the country, they are now criminals. Criminals. So because they don't want to take accountability for their failures, they want to dump down our throats their nationalities because we are Africans. Who said that there is no... What? Listen, there are borders that exist because I cannot waltz into Ghana and do not produce my passport and my visa and yellow fever certificate and malaria, whatnot. I cannot do that. So why is it okay for you to stand on a stage and then you lie? You use a very offset example about Ukraine. Well, the foreign minister of Ghana took to the stage, and I can see a presidential campaign when I smell it. And this guy is on a presidential campaign so that to win the hearts of Ghanaian people by using immigration without stating the very things that are making Ghanaians leave Ghana. And as president, he's already showing that he has no interest in addressing those things. As a matter of fact, he would love it if his people, Ghanaians, immigrated to South Africa, legally or illegally, so that's no pressure on his presidency that is going to be exerted. He gives an example about Ukraine, that when Russia invaded Ukraine 4 years ago, the refugees, they did not run anywhere else, but they went to their own Europeans. They are scattered all over Europe. Why? Because Europeans will not let their own to suffer in Ukraine. Now, what is actually saying is we are failures in Ghana as a government. And as a result of that, if Ghanaians want to go commit crimes of being illegal in South Africa, then South Africa should allow them. That's the sort of president you guys are going to have. So I took it upon myself to wonder, why is it we have so many Ghanaians in South Africa, in as much as we care about them, but we never asked questions before. And I don't think we know exactly what is the push factor of Ghanaians leaving Ghana, and what's the pull factor that is making Ghanaians come to South Africa. I even heard one Nigerian woman say South Africa is underdeveloped. And I'm like, who goes to an underdeveloped country? But then again, it hit me. Education system in Nigeria is almost non-existent. So people like her would just speak carelessly about things she knows nothing about, but ignoring the fact, or maybe not ignoring, her brain does not go where, but my people are going there. Why are they going to an underdeveloped country? So I had to look at what is it. I just wanted 10 reasons why Ghanaians are leaving Ghana, so that we can expose this Minister of Foreign Affairs of Ghana, Mr. Ablakwa. Oh, he is on our case, that man. That man is full of resentment towards South Africans. And I think if he becomes president, I will also run for president of the Republic of South Africa, if he ever run for the office. Because, hey, two heads of similar mind and energy, we need to meet at diplomatic level. I promise you, I would run for South African presidency if Ablakwa he's running for president. Because there's some few things I would like to talk to him about. While I am talking to him about those things, I'm kicking out his people. Anyways, and then he says, Ukrainians did not go anywhere else. Once again, misleading Ghanaian people. We have more than 1,000 more. I'm not quite, well, if you look at the report is not giving the precise amount. There could be 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 10,000, 20,000 Ukrainians that are here in South Africa since 2024. When did the Ukraine-Russia war started? Exactly. So they are here. They were brought here, or they ran away to South Africa. They live in Cape Town, Johannesburg, Durban, and other places in South Africa. Ukrainians. And you have to ask again, why did they choose South Africa, not Ghana, not Nigeria, not any other African countries, but South Africa? Now, let's go back to the question I was asking myself. What is the pull and push factor that is making Ghanaians leave Ghana to South Africa? 10 reasons why they're doing that. So, of course, I went down the rabbit hole, and this is just the scratch of the surface because I want to make this simple and comprehensible for South Africans. Based on reports and surveys conducted in 2024 and 2025, a significant number of Ghanaians, particularly youth, warm-blooded young men who's supposed to be fighting the likes of Ablakwa, they are here in South Africa. I wonder why. So they say young and the educated are considering or pursuing immigration to escape primarily severe economic hardship. So it's better to shift our responsibilities to South Africa because South Africa is developed. So the 10 key issues that I wanted to know, what is it? Number one, severe economic hardship and cost of living. High inflation rates have caused food prices to skyrocket, making daily survival difficult for many families. 2, high unemployment rate. A lack of jobs, particularly for the youth, is a driving factor, with many graduates struggling to find gainful employment. 3, desire for better opportunities abroad. Many seek better financial prospects, career growth, and income potential in Northern America and Europe. 4, erratic salaries and low income, even for those employed, low wages and delayed salary payments, especially in the public sector, make it hard to maintain a reasonable standard of living. All of these things thus far are the responsibilities of government. Thus far, I have not heard any issue that is horizontal. That means citizen to citizen. It's vertical, government to citizens. Y'all are failures. 5, weakening currency and economic instability. The depreciation of the Ghanaian cedi has reduced the purchasing power of citizens. 6, high cost of living and taxation. Increased levies such as the electronic levy, e-levy, have tightened the financial burden on citizens. 7, poor public services, healthcare, education. No wonder they rank number 8 as better education system. Well, best education systems on the African continent. They're ranked number 8, almost non-existent. Structural deficiencies in public infrastructure often drive people to seek countries with better public systems. Ghanaian women are one of the contributors of our beds in public hospitals here in South Africa being filled. Emergency rooms filled because we have Ghanaians that have acute diseases or illnesses that they cannot get assistance in Ghana for. So they heard about South Africa's constitution that says everyone. And they were like, oh, as long as I set foot in South Africa, I am everyone. And that is why they are crushing South Africans out of our public health care. Because it's also free. Oh, it's not free. Trust me. It is funded by the South African taxpayer. Maybe when I become president alongside a Blakwa, I'm going to force him to pay South Africa a couple of billions of rands so that we can take care of his citizens here in South Africa. That is if I run. But if he runs, I will consider. Trust me. I think we're the same age, he and I. Number 7. Okay, I've already done the public service. Often drive people to seek countries with better public services. 8. Brain drain and lack of professional growth. Professionals, particularly in the healthcare, are living in large numbers, around 400 to 500 nurses monthly. So if they all go, that means Ghana is a sick country. And it's a failure of the Ghanaian government. Due to poor working conditions and lack of advanced training opportunities. All of that is provided here in South Africa. It's compulsory. It's constitutional. Number 9, political corruption and lack of hope. Many young people believe that corruption hinders national development, causing them to lose hope in the country's future. If Ghanaians are living in fear, it's not of South Africans. It is of their own government. That is why they left, ran away. Number 10, influence of social networks and technology. Increased access to social media allows citizens to see better living conditions abroad, fostering the OGYA, I don't know what that is, fire escape syndrome, where migrating seems the only way to succeed. And in South Africa, Ghanaians that are legally here are successful. They were right. South Africa is the better option. In fact, the best option to run away to. And when they got here, they set up shop. Both legal and illegal. We said nothing. We embrace them. We support them. We even allow our health to be taken care by Ghanaian doctors and nurses. No questions asked. We have beautiful conversations, we laugh, and then we build some sort of a relationship with them. That is why at some point I believe that we will start seeing South African men marrying Ghanaian women at some point, or vice versa. Well, it's already happening when Ghanaian men and South African women, but South African men don't marry because we are custodians of our culture. Yeah, the stuff that you saw in the marches, it's part of our culture. And then if you look at the statistics, they are scary. 61% of Ghanaians have considered leaving, or significant rise from 41% in 2017. 78% of people with post-secondary education have considered immigrating, whether they have a degree or not. That is why we have a lot of young Ghanaians here, a lot of them. And they don't have qualifications. They probably have skills. I don't know if it's taught in the school system how to make shoes, and they make the most beautiful shoes, sandals, you name them. Some are seamstresses, others are like fashion designers or dressmakers or whatever the case might be. And guess what? South Africans go there in numbers to support them. That is why you even had a Ghanaian popping up and saying, well, when they want to create, when they want Zulu attire, they come to us. Why? Because South Africans, we are supporting them because we trust them. Gagan, if you are running for president, South Africans, I don't know what you are going to do, because I want that man and I want to straighten his lies about South Africa as president. The most popular destination for immigration are North America, 55%, and Europe, 25%. This is, of course, in the European perspective. So South Africa will not be counted because they have not seen, or maybe they don't know, that some of the load comes down to South Africa. This is an indictment on the Ghanaian government. Everything that is mentioned here, the top 10 things amongst hundreds, because I did check for 100, 200, oh my goodness, all government related, not horizontal. People suing each other, people having issues with each other. Like if you go to Nigeria, and then we get to Nigeria, again, Nigeria, I saw a think piece. I think it's a think piece if it's not an essay from school drillers. And there too, I asked, what are the significant reasons why Nigerians are running away from Nigeria? And the headline of this essay says, why are people running away from Nigeria? This was published June 8th, 2025. That's the information resource. So it's not long, but just understand, like, be critical in listening to this. A significant number of Nigerians have been leaving the country in search of a better life opportunities abroad. This wave of migration, commonly referred to as Japa, a slang term derived from Yoruba, meaning to flee or to escape. Imagine. You are running away from a country that is not at war. And these are the descriptive words. Wow. Has become a growing phenomenon, from young graduates and skilled professionals to entire families. People are making the difficult decision to relocate to countries like Canada, the United States, the United Kingdom, South Africa, and other developed nations. The reasons behind this mass exodus are deeply rooted in Nigeria's socio-economic and political landscape, making migration an attractive option despite the challenges of starting over in a foreign land. It's cowardice. Let's call it for what it is. For many, the dream of leaving Nigeria is fueled by economic struggles, a rising inflation, unemployment, and the search for a more stable and prosperous future. Others are motivated by security, poor infrastructure, and an educational system that frequently faces disruptions. Some simply want a better quality of life, access to efficient healthcare, and the ability to build a future where hard work and talent are rewarded fairly. But what exactly is driving this increasing rate of migration? Is Nigeria losing its best minds to other nations? And if so, what does this mean for the country's future? Good question. So we have the first headline. Why are people running away from Nigeria? The first point, educational decline. Remember, they always say we are educated, we are this and we are that, but there is educational decline. And this channel has called this out several times. And the evidence is in their parliament and their youngs. Nigeria's education sector faces significant challenges that contribute to the immigration of its citizens. One of the most pressing issues is the frequent industrial action by the Academic Staff Union of Universities, in open brackets ASUU, close brackets. These strikes, often resulting from disputes over funding, salaries, and university autonomy, have led to prolonged closures of public universities. For instance, in 2022, ASUU embarked on an 8-month strike, disrupting the academic calendar and delaying graduations. Wow. In addition to strike, the educational infrastructure in Nigeria is in a state of disrepair. That's sad. Overcrowded classrooms are a pervasive issue, with many schools struggling to accommodate the increasing number of students due to a rapidly growing population. Oh, they love breeding. This situation leads to a high teacher-student ratio, which hampers personalized learning and results in a lack of individual attention for students. Where have I heard that before? Oh, South Africa. We have illegal foreigners' children in our schools, and our children do not get individual attention. And those that may come from or have a certain spectrum like dyslexia, autism, and others, they will fall in the cracks because the teacher will not be focusing and paying attention to individual students, but has to do so with hundreds in a class. That's the issue in Nigeria right now. Sad. Furthermore, inadequate funding has led to a decline in the quality of education. Many institutions lack essential facilities such as well-equipped laboratories, libraries, and conducive learning environments. This inadequacy hampers the learning experience and leaves graduates ill-prepared for the demands of the global job market. That is why in South Africa we have rascals instead of having people with skills, people with talent, people that will contribute positively into the economy. Yeah, paying taxes with a tax number, not VAT. These challenges have led many Nigerians to seek educational opportunities abroad, where they can access stable academic calendars, better facilities, and higher quality instruction. The allure of international degrees, which are often more recognized and valued in the global job market, further fuels this trend. Yeah, that's what we are getting in South Africa. Absolute useless people. I even saw 3 Nigerians living with disabilities, and you have to ask yourself, what contribution are they coming to make here in South Africa? You are living with severe disabilities. You're on a wheelchair. Economic hardship. One of the biggest reasons Nigerians are leaving the country is the harsh economic conditions that make daily life increasingly difficult. Over the years, the cost of living has skyrocketed while wages have remained stagnant. Can you believe it? Some of them actually earn 55 Rand a month. Yo, leaving many people struggling to afford basic necessities. The rising inflation rate has pushed the prices of food, transportation, housing, and healthcare to unprecedented levels, making survival a daily challenge for many citizens. Unemployment and underemployment are also major issues. Despite Nigeria being one of Africa's largest economies, job opportunities remain scarce, especially for young graduates. Many highly skilled individuals, including doctors, engineers, and IT professionals, find themselves either unemployed or stuck in low paying jobs that do not match their qualifications. The private sector is overwhelmed, while the public sector is plagued by bureaucracy, corruption, and delayed salaries, pushing many people to seek better opportunities abroad. Furthermore, the lack of support for entrepreneurs and small businesses has worsened the economic situation. Many young Nigerians who attempt to start their own businesses struggle with poor access to funding, high taxation, and unpredictable business environment. With little hope for financial stability in Nigeria, many see relocating to developed nations as the only viable path to securing a better future. Once again, you can tell that there are two different types of Nigeria, probably even three. You have those that are educated, they are stuck in Nigeria because they have no funding, but in order for them to go abroad, that's how they get themselves involved in nefarious businesses like 419, love scams, etc., and so on. And then you have another Nigeria that is poverty stricken, but for some reason they manage to escape Nigeria, and they are the ones that are committing heinous crimes because they have no logic. They disrespect rule of laws. They don't understand why there are systems and why the systems must be corrupted. It's scary. And then probably the third Nigeria that they have there is fear. Boko Haram, bandits, you name it. It's crazy. Crazy. And then the third one is insecurity and safety concerns. Insecurity is a significant factor driving Nigerians to seek refuge abroad. The country has witnessed a surge in various forms of violence, including terrorism, banditry, kidnapping, and communal clashes, which have created an atmosphere of fear and uncertainty among the populace. I just said that. This is like the third Nigeria there. So you have the third Nigeria that is ruled by people that want to instill Sharia law and things of that nature. Boko Haram insurgency, which began in 2009, has led to over 35,000 deaths and displaced more than 2 million people, primarily in the northeastern region. Despite efforts by the Nigerian government to resettle displaced individuals, many still fear returning to their homes due to ongoing militant activities. But you don't see the parliament discussing this. So some of these members of parliament, either they are leaders in this Boko Haram, or they fund Boko Haram, or they are members of Boko Haram themselves, and they suppress any discussion or any item about this placed on the agenda for the parliamentarians in Nigeria. Scary. In the Northwest, banditry has escalated, with armed groups conducting raids on villages, looting, and abducting residents for ransom. Between 2011 and 2020, Nigerians paid at least 18 billion naira to free kidnapped individuals. These criminal activities have not only resulted in loss of lives and property, but have also driven away foreign investments, further exacerbating economic challenges. Additionally, the proliferation of small arms and light weapons has intensified violent crimes across the country. The porous nature of Nigeria's borders facilitates the smuggling of these weapons, contributing to the rising insecurity. The instability of security agencies to effectively address these challenges has eroded public trust in the government's capacity to protect its citizens. Consequently, many Nigerians feel compelled to immigrate in search of safer environment for themselves and their families. So it's quite clear also that with this Japa, the escape from Nigeria, you would have members of Boko Haram running away from Nigeria to other countries, including South Africa. National security threat right there. And then you have number 4, if I'm not mistaken, a healthcare crisis. Nigeria's healthcare system faces significant challenges that have led many citizens to seek better medical services abroad, like they are here in South Africa. And if South Africa had to evict them, that is why some of them would say, I would rather die in South Africa. Why? Because they are sick and they are getting free medical treatment here in South Africa. Because if they had to go back to Nigeria, it's over. A major issue is the inadequate allocation of financial resources. In 2021, the federal government allocated only 5% of its budget to health, falling short of the 15% commitment made in the 2001 Abuja Declaration. This underfunding has resulted in deteriorating medical infrastructure, with many healthcare facilities lacking essential equipment and supplies. The shortage of skilled healthcare professionals further exacerbate the situation. Poor compensation and working conditions have led to a significant immigration of healthcare workers seeking better opportunities abroad. The combination of these factors has eroded public confidence in the Nigerian healthcare system, prompting those who can afford it to pursue medical treatment in countries with more robust healthcare systems. As we speak, the president of Nigeria is in France because he's ill, and he left his people to fend for themselves when it comes to healthcare systems, because he's enjoying British healthcare system. Well, the late president of Nigeria, he died in England, London to be specific, but not in his own country. But you don't see the members of parliament or the Senate discussing this and sanctioning those that are not doing their jobs. No, let's talk about South Africa, because we hate that country. Fifth, lack of basic infrastructure. Now, I'm not going to read this one because it's a little bit too long, but I'm going to give you subheadings: electricity supply, transportation, water and sanitation, digital infrastructure, and they want MTN out of Nigeria. And when MTN leaves Nigeria, it will be in what you call a blackout. Go ahead, sanction, boycott, do whatever you want. And then water and sanitation, Nigerians don't have clean drinking water. I don't know if you've seen, they put them in these sachets. They call it clean water. To even think they call it clean water is mind-boggling. Water, when it comes through the tap, is undrinkable. In South Africa, We drink our water. Yes, there are people who no longer drink water from the tap for whatever reason, but I still drink my water from the tap to this very day. And guess where I am? Hello, here I am. Sanitation. Oh, we've seen Nigerians, even an entire diplomat, using public pavement as their toilet. Ew. And as a person who has been to Lagos, Nigeria 9 times because of my job that I used to do before, don't go there. If you're South African, okay, do you, boo? It's disgusting. That's all I can tell you. The air is thick with a stench that you cannot withstand. Just Lagos. Anyways, let's continue to the 6th point, political instability and corruption. This one, I have to get through it. Political instability and pervasive corruption are significant factors driving Nigerians to seek better opportunities abroad. The country's political landscape is often characterized by governance challenges, policy inconsistency, and a lack of accountability. They don't know what accountability is. They are dumbfounded what that is, which have collectively hindered national development and eroded public trust in government institutions. Corruption permeates various sectors of the Nigerian economy, leading to the mismanagement of public funds and the deterioration of essential services. This systemic corruption has been linked to the political instability as it undermines the effectiveness of government institutions and breeds public discontent. Guys, I do have dyslexia, by the way, and I'm doing my level best not to skip a paragraph or a sentence or a word. I'd have if you paid attention, but let's continue. The future of governance in Nigeria is evident in the declining capacity of political leaders to address systemic risks such as election fraud, terrorist attacks, and armed banditry. This inability to implement necessary measures to navigate these challenges has further eroded public confidence in the political system. The cumulative effect of political instability and corruption has led to economic challenges, insecurity, and a decline in the quality of life, prompting many Nigerians to immigrate to search for more stable and transparent environment. If you know where you come from, shouldn't you, in a country that is giving you a second chance, behave? For fear of getting evicted from that country. Shouldn't you behave? Shouldn't you follow their laws to the T? Shouldn't you contribute? Shouldn't you ask, what can I do so that I can have this environment where I feel safe in? No, let's commit crimes. Let's kidnap their kids. Let's kidnap their women. Let's open them up and stash drugs in their bodies as vessels. Let's sell the future generation of those nations drugs. That's what they do as a thank you. The 7-point desire for better opportunities abroad. Now, this one as well is a bit long, but I'll give you the subheadings. Educational pursuit, professional advancement, economic migration. The numbers here. And then, in conclusion, the immigration of Nigerians is driven by complex interplay of factors including economic challenges, security concerns, educational aspirations, and the pursuit of better opportunities abroad. Economic instability and high unemployment rate compel many to seek livelihoods elsewhere. Security issues such as terrorism and communal conflict further push citizens to safer environments. Educationally, the desire for uninterrupted and quality learning experiences leads to students to foreign institutions. Additionally, the allure of approved living standards and professional growth motivates many to migrate. Addressing these multifaceted issues requires comprehensive policy interventions aimed at economic revitalization, strengthening security, enhancing educational infrastructure, and creating opportunities that encourage citizens to contribute to national development. By tackling these challenges, Nigeria can work towards reducing the immigration trend and fostering more prosperous and stable society. This is brilliant piece. It encompasses and it summarizes why we are having these people here in South Africa and everywhere else in the world. So it's clear that Nigeria lacks a vision. Nigeria lacks a vision on how to clean Nigeria. And I also think that Nigeria lacks community-based principle, that without me or without you, I am without. And without me, you are also without. Something like Ubuntu. It's all about me, I, myself, and myself only. That is why you will also find a Nigerian that is willing to unalive his own mother for money. Because it's selfishness. It's about me. And it's never about us. And all of these things, everything that's mentioned here, it requires the nation to band together to better Nigeria, including Ghana. So it's quite funny when you have their leaders take to the stage and they propagate about South Africa, lie on South Africa, make us as this savage country. We don't care. We know our truth, and the truth has a way of coming out. In South Africa, we say lies have short legs. And I say it again, if Ablakwa is going to run for president of Ghana, I am going to run for president of South Africa myself. I would raise funds to open a political party and I would run for elections and I would drive my campaigns. And your people, if the counting shows that I'm winning the elections, they better start packing. Because you and I, at diplomatic level, we need to talk. After school is after school. Anyways, guys, I want to leave this video right here. Thank you all so much for listening. I know it was a long one, but I wanted to bring you in as to what exactly is going on and why we have these nations here in South Africa. And no, we are not chasing illegal foreigners because they are taking our women and jobs. They are committing crimes. They are criminals. By virtue of not you being documented, you violated our constitution, you violated our immigration laws, and therefore you are a criminal. That's what we are fighting. Jobs? Listen, I know that once they are gone, we'll be able to continue doing what they found us doing. Fixing our country, creating conducive business environment so that South Africans can thrive. South Africans become employers rather than employees. Who knows? Had we completed and successfully created that conducive environment, your people, when they come here, they'll be employed with no complaints. But we will want them legal so that we can follow our labor relation laws of the country. So continue gaslighting us as if we care. We actually don't. But we will set the record straight. When your leaders lie to you, we will set the record straight. You can tell both Ghana and Nigeria, they are failures. There is no sugarcoating this. They are failures. And so to release some pressure, some of them must go. And if the nations of where they are going to, they say, go home, they're the ones who jump and say, what? We're Africans. And they tell you about Kwame Nkrumah. Kwame Nkrumah is not superior to South African lives. We are a sovereignty and we will fight for our sovereignty, whether you like it or not. So go ahead, go to the African Union, do whatever somersaults and performance you want to perform. But we will bring, as I agree with Ronald Lamola, we'll bring a different conversation of everything that I have read in these two search pieces. Why are you letting your people run away? What are you doing wrong? What are you doing? What's the pull and push factor? We'll discuss that. I'm very much interested to hear what your responses are. I know and I've seen that in West Africa, not only some of the countries there are liars, but they don't know what accountability is. So let's hear this accountability, if it really does exist, at the African Union midterm summit in June. Fellow South Africans, thank you all so much. Continue being the best. Continue working, continue fighting for what is yours. I'll see you and enjoy your Sunday. Please take care of yourselves, take care of your loved ones, take care of our beloved South Africa. Goodbye.